China-US trade war has got everyone talking about the huge numbers that are being thrown out there. But I think there is more to it than meets the eye. I think this is not actually a trade war. It's actually an economic war designed to halt China's high-tech industries. In the meantime, with the trade tariffs in recent months, US President Donald Trump is continuing to fire shots at China on intellectual property rights.
In particular with China, we're going to be doing a Section 301 trade action.
He says that China's alleged forcing of US companies to transfer their technology to Chinese companies in exchange for access to local markets is posing a threat to US national security. It's similar to how the US is playing hardball with China's ZTE Corporation and more recently China Mobile. But up until now, Trump's tariffs are working in making China improve its laws and regulations on intellectual property rights.
这些年来，我们知识产权司法审判的案件的数量在不断的增加，而且我们在对这个受害人他的损害赔偿力度在不断的加大。
In 2016, Beijing Intellectual Property Court awarded more than $7 million to a company called Watch Data Systems in damages for patent infringement. Also, in another landmark case, 3 shoemakers from China were ordered to pay New Balance around $1.5 million for trademark infringement. On intellectual property disputes, China is demonstrating that there is no bias against foreign companies in China, but is also showing that it is capable of awarding large sums in cases. China knows that these are important. Why? Because it sets an important precedent. From what I've seen, I think people can be confident that China is taking the intellectual property rights concerns seriously. Even companies in China are now themselves seeking effective intellectual property protection from the government.
But what is the US doing to improve relations other than continuing to impose tariffs? I think Mr. Trump with these tariffs has blurred the line between national security and economic challenges. Does China really pose a threat to the US's national security? Or is China just an economic rival that the US fears would one day overtake them in the high-tech industries? I think people tend to believe the latter.
One thing is clear though, imposing these tariffs is not going to speed up China's intellectual property rights reform. It's not going to be achieved overnight. So Mr. Trump has to be patient, he has to wait. But for now, these tariffs are only going to hurt the global supply chain and value and more. I'm Josh, stay tuned with China Matters.